and that's a very ancient symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they would talk to me about creation. They would always talk to me about creation and vortexes and spirals and how significant they were in the creation process, and like the yin and the yang, and they went to depth. But they're so advanced. It was very difficult to understand quite a bit of it. They were saying that the secret government more, not the, our main government is, it doesn't have our best interest. And
I think it's so obvious. We cannot add much to that story. The story is all beaten. I mean, Stephen Greer, I guess, is great. Steve Greer, I think, is great about it. And I know a lot of other ufologists, they tell us all the story.
mm-hmm.
I'm more interested in in
They-
bigger questions than secret government.
well, I don't know if I know there's some sort of a federation or like a conglomerate of planets or beings that get together, and they are for the greater good. But I don't know whether to call them they wouldn't call it the Federation of Planets or the Confederation of Planets. That's just a human term made up. I don't know what they call it, but there are groups that get together. I saw them converge at one time when I saw the different beings on the ship. Because I walked past this one being. It was a female, and I knew she was I looked at her and I knew she was an ambassadress of some sort, like an ambassador type being. And she looked quite different from the Greys or any of the others, quite different. And she had very large eyes that looked like ours, but very large and slanted upward. And her irises were blue, and her skin was a peach tone. Her head was huge, but round, completely round. She had thin hair, and she was wearing a dress. And you could see she was female. She had a small bust, and the dress, the material is unlike anything like a shimmery, a flowing kind of material. And it was, one shoulder was bare, the other one was, it covered the other shoulder. Her arms were very spindly and thin. And
Did
her
she
neck
look
was,
attractive to human eye?
when I looked at her, I knew she was considered to be attractive from where she was.
Uh-huh.
She's startlingly different from us. But I think she was considered attractive. And I got a warm feeling from her that she was just curious about me and surprised that I took interest in looking at her. Like she was, we looked at her. I was standing about 3 feet from her.
Huh.
Just really sinking on all the information, and I admired her, okay? And I think she felt that. And she was just very curious about me, and it was like a mental exchange, It was interesting. And she went the other way, and I followed with the other group. Yeah, so I thought it was interesting. I love meeting other types of people,
So apparently most of beings there are humanoids. Can you tell about non-humanoid types?
Just the reptilians, you mean?
Reptilians are also humanoids, aren't they?
Yeah, they're humanoids.
I mean, 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 eyes.
I don't think I've ever seen.
Insects. How about insects? Birds.
I've never seen
Worms.
this. Worms?
I just guess.
Actually, I did see a big worm one time, but I had no idea. I don't know if that was. I think that was a screen memory. It didn't make any sense. So I brush it off as a screen memory.
So I was, someone mentioned insects for real with confidence. Is it?
I'm sure there are.
How do you
I've
know?
heard so many people talk
You
about
heard,
it.
yeah, okay.
I had a weird experience where I remember being examined. It was it was just about 30 seconds of memory, and whatever they were working very fast, and they had a praying mantis type appearance. But I can't be very positive
What is
about
it?
it.
Mantis?
Praying mantis,
What is
like
it?
like a grasshopper-y type.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, grasshoppers. Yeah. How about fish, octopuses? Any of the water animals? Nothing of that sort.
I never saw. The ones I saw were breathed air, like we do. You know? But it was very hot on the one ship, and I asked, why is it so hot? And I guess to preserve something, and I think it was maybe some of the beings that were on board had to have the heat, because that's where I saw all the different races.
Following the same topic, what do you know about Earth being alive?
The planet?
The planet being alive,
Oh.
our planet.
Yeah, it's everything's alive. Everything. Does that surprise you?
No, it's I live with that idea for long time,
Mhm.
longer than I knew about aliens. It was sort of, I think in science fiction it was a big topic of planets being alive.
Yes,
But
I believe that. I believe that.
Also related to that was the notion, which I think is very important, that none of the aliens can comfortably survive on our planet except natives, that us and animals.
Yes.
And that's, that leads us to the question, which race do they want to save?
I think it's us.
So just today I was reading another book, and I'm blanking on the name. And there was a little blurb saying that, with the title, that saving the race, what they do is, Jim, yeah, anyway, so saving the race, what do? Is they try to cross whatever aliens and us to create some other beings, while if we distract ourselves, these other beings can be sent to Earth to repopulate it. That was Jim Sparks.
Oh yeah.
So that's a small, simple message. What race do they want to save? They sort of saving us, but by modifying us. They already have samples, I guess, of us elsewhere, but they probably try to create other better us. Better humanoids, better...
No, yeah, I've seen the kids. You're talking about the kids.
Yeah.
I call them the kids. I've seen the kids. I've seen a lot. I've got kids up there. And I've actually spoken with one of my daughters. She's in her 30s. And she looks like not a first degree. I call them different degree hybrids, where they have a little more of us than them. They look more like human than alien, like the gray.
So they crossing us with grays?
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yep.
reptilians?
No, grays.
So all these hybrids are grayish humans
Mm-hmm.
with different levels of... That I didn't hear before. So this is grays?
Well, they can genetically... they can do so much with genetics that you'd be surprised. Okay, they can go in and take little genomes out and replace them. They're so advanced. They're trying to get the best qualities in there.
That means that grays also have DNA.
Oh, of course, yeah. They're living creatures.